What is up, militia? I think we need to have a talk. And this is about the creek. Now, for a while, and for the start of the creek, my plan was to create a reusable civilization that wouldn't harm the ecosystem, yet still be fun to build and actually look like a city. And although it wasn't looking like a city for a very long time, I started to get in the habit of using, Earth's stuff, like all of Earth's resources, to actually start building. And then the clay age happened, and that's when a lot of, me getting clay happened. I wasn't being smart with the clay. I just kept mining different areas and, mined pounds and pounds of clay. And so I started to kind of hurt the environment more and more. And definitely it was a really big mistake I think I've done. And today I realized it. As I kept digging, I was like, the creek is not looking that healthy. And I know right now it's still recovering from winter. Spring is near, and I know that there's going to be greenery growing, but nonetheless, even during winter, the creek looked actually quite healthy. Until now, it just kind of looks very bland and very damaged. And so I kind of, sat down for a little and started to think, the creek needs some help. And that is indeed what I am planning on doing. And this is going to be called the Conservation Project. Alright, let's get down to basics on what the Conservation Project is. So basically, I'm going to be doing research quite a lot on how to expand the natural plants we already have down at the creek, which is moss, types of weeds, and most of all ferns. And the sides of the creek will be expanded with moss. There's going to be also ferns on the sides of the creek and within the creek. Also, I'm going to be working on creating an artificial beaver dam to restore the creek's width of water it used to have, because right now it barely has much water running, and also the water keeps getting quite polluted. So with the beaver dam, what it's going to be doing is not only working as a way to get more water build up and to make the water flow stronger, because there's going to be the water is going to go a bit above the beaver dam, and it's going to make a waterfall, so thus it will create a faster moving water stream. Also, I'm going to add vegetation within the beaver dam, and that's going to be doing a natural filter, removing any, bad types of minerals and stuff. You don't want that much minerals in water, especially with the clay mining I've been doing recently. The clay is mixed with a lot of iron and little bits of iron and a little bits of charcoal, so it's kind of polluting the creek a bit too much with a lot of too much minerals, and so it's harming the ecosystem. And I really got this idea today when I saw a baby newt I dug up from the clay. Every little bit of earth is its own ecosystem, and because of this, when you go and you mess up bits of the earth, this causes the creature's ecosystem to be destroyed. Because remember, this isn't our home. We took this from the animals that lived here. And so we should always give back to Earth. And that's the goal with the Creek Conservation Project, is to make the creek green again. And here's the thing. I'm going to be doing a lot of research on plants, natural plants of my state that grows well with less sunlight and less resources, because the creek doesn't get that much direct sunlight, especially during spring when the trees are fully with green leaves. It barely gets much sunlight. So for that, I'm very limited on what I can plant. But we're going to be doing some research using AI, and of course using YouTube videos and even just articles, and we're going to find ways to provide the creek into a very green ecosystem. With this also, I can learn quite a lot of ecological processes and how it works. We're going to not only be doing research, but also be doing real-time, real-life research of the creek and how it works. We're going to be looking at all the different types of organisms that use the different types of areas of the creek, and there we can get a better accurate representation of what to do. This way we can protect the creek and make the creek have a much better ecosystem. So although the clay age was a cool idea, the houses are still fine. They aren't going to cause much problems. They're actually kind of, its own little ecosystem, because each branch is a abiotic factor, yet it's also, each branch is a biotic factor. Dead or alive, a branch still hosts a series of living organisms. I don't know why Siri went off, but anyway, so this is why we're going to be creating the conservation project for the creek and providing a clean creek and a clean areas of the creek. Because the more digging we do, the more destroying of roots we do. The root systems are protecting from erosion, and without that, the creek is going to continue to erode the soil, thus creating the creek into practically, I don't know. I really don't know how the future holds for the creek if I continue mining this. But as we see in mines of like Alaska and mines of all over the world, it really affects the that area. Of course, the area becomes a barren wasteland, and also affects the areas near it. So we do not want that to happen. And because of this, I'm going to give back to the creek with our conservation project. I'm going to continue to grow and study this, maybe even reach out to perhaps people who, can lend assistance. And with this, we're going to be creating a better creek and a stronger creek ecosystem. So yeah, and it's just going to be our way of apologizing to the creek for the destruction we've already done. Although a band-aid cannot fully heal a wound, it can help to prevent less damage, and over time, the wound will heal thanks to the help of a band-aid. And so this is what we're going to be doing with the planting of a lot of different plants. And so I have a lot of stuff already growing. I have corn, sunflowers, and I'm not sure of the other one. I think it might be a Swiss chard. And because of this, we might plant one of each, perhaps down at the creek, and see how they do. And if they actually grow well, the seeds will fly away through the wind, and it will just keep bringing new life to come. Also, there's this plant. My cousin called it an ivy, but I'm not sure exactly what the name is. But this plant grows very well no matter where it is. And so that is going to be one of the plants that's going to be added to the creek. It's a viney plant, so it's going to protect the kind of shores of the creek and bring more green to the creek. So this is our plan for the conservation project. And my plan. I'm going to continue to do research. I'm going to start doing a lot more research and just focusing on getting the creek back to be a better place. We're going to stop the clay age. Well, we're going to stop the clay paths because that's where we're using the clay age. We can still do pottery because that doesn't take too much clay. We can even harvest the clay that's been, exposed to the I've thrown around. I've wasted a lot of clay. That's also for sure. That's another thing. So we're going to give back to Earth with our conservation project of the creek. I got this idea from myself, of course, but also I had also a little inspiration from, I believe the channel is called Mossy Earth, and they restore a lot of forest and like lakes and stuff, especially in Europe. And I've been watching their channel a lot, and it's really interesting. I recommend watching it. Really cool. And so that's kind of where I got my idea from. Of course, they're professionals and I'm not, so I'm going to do a lot more research on this before I start any process, but I'll be getting plants ready to be moved down, and let's hope we can make the creek green again. But I just wanted to say this because it's been a problem, I think, that the creek has been hit with after Mr.Creekyt channel has been created. My goal was to care for the earth and protect the earth and not cause it more problems. So we're going to give back to the earth now, and I really hope the conservation project will heal the creek and also be a fun project to go, and perhaps even I can learn more about how the earth works. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day, and God bless.